welcome to another episode of the Mignon Show. I am your host, Mignon, and this is my celebrity co-host,
Vanessa.
And I also have another host in the house tonight. Tell them your name.
My name is Stacy Harvey.
So we want to thank you guys for joining us. I do want to apologize for us getting started late, but traffic. But anyway, we are here now, so we are definitely going to get into our discussion. Tonight in our Girl Chat segment, we have a story that's actually blowing up from out of the Ohio area, where it was a woman who was killed over the weekend by her ex-husband. And I wanted to share this story because, you know, a lot of times when we talk about domestic violence, people always try to put a face on domestic violence. Like they have to be uneducated and low income, and you know, this a lot of negative things go with domestic violence. But I just want to share with everybody that domestic violence doesn't have a face. It doesn't matter how much education you have, how much income you have, or where you come from, and it can still affect you. So the story that's trending right now is out of Ohio, where a judge has actually killed his estranged wife. And he killed her in front of their two young daughters, which are 3 and 6 years old. Now, he lost his, I don't know if he has a license or what they get to be a judge. I guess you got to get your lawyer, the bar and everything, you get that. But then what happened is that a few months ago, when they were at a family funeral, he attacked her. He attacked her and was punching her in her face and everything in front of the kids, slamming her head into the dashboard. And he went to jail for it. He did 9 months for that. And so, of course, with him having a domestic violence charge, he lost his job, and where he would no longer ever be a judge. So what happened when he got out, he did 9 months for assaulting her. He got out of jail, and now he has killed the ex-wife. Mm-hmm. He killed her in the driveway of her home in front of her children. They said that he stabbed her this time. And he stabbed her up so much that it was blood splatter all over both little girls.
Can you just imagine that, though?
No, I can't. I don't even want to imagine something so traumatic like that. And now what these children have to deal with.
To wake up to see the children having nightmares all over again. It's like it's just playing over and over in your mind that I can't believe that my daddy stabbed up my mommy in front of me and I would never see my mom ever again.
Yeah, not only stabbed up mommy, but he killed mommy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Daddy killed mommy. And these were two people who were very educated. Mm-hmm. She was a school teacher. She had her own business that she was running. She was an entrepreneur, and they were heavy into the community, doing a lot of community work. Her family is a very prestige family. How I heard a story, I actually follow her uncle on Instagram, and he has a business where he go out and he talk about issues that affect the community and things. So Dr. George Frazier, I just want to send my condolences out to you and your family and your brother, because it was actually his brother's niece, his brother's daughter, who was murdered, and her name is, I think it's Aisha. Is it Aisha?
I can't remember her name.
I cannot remember her name right now. I do apologize for that. But I just wanted to just see what you guys thought about that with this story, trending. And, we just came out of Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and we see that this is still happening.
I think that is very, very heartening to the fact that he's a judge. Mm-hmm. And, a lot of times us as people that's on the other end of the fence is, survivors of domestic violence. It's so sad because when we go to court, picture him being a judge sitting there.
Absolutely.
It could have went either way. It could have been, he's telling the abuser that he can get off, and then you're fearful for your life and you don't even know what's going to happen because you didn't even know that he was an abuser himself.
Exactly. And I always say that, a lot of times I try to understand why domestic violence don't get a lot of attention the way it really should be, because it's at epidemic levels. But you got to remember, a lot of abusers are judges. They are police chiefs. They are attorneys. They are bankers. I mean, it doesn't have a face. Anybody can be an abuser. And it just goes to show you that people that are being abused, will they ever get the justice that they deserve when we have abusers sitting in those rows?
I thought about that when I saw the story. I was like, now we got crazies on the bench.
Yeah. Oh, I'm like, yes, we do.
That is terrible. And I can't imagine what the children are going through, because now not only have they lost mommy, but they're about to lose daddy.
Absolutely.
And so I just pray that they get the counseling that they need and everybody surround them with love. But it's just so sad. Like, when will it end?
When will it end?
And just don't trust. I mean, not to say don't trust people, but I was reading up on it, and they was like, don't trust your abuser.
You can't.
I don't care what they say.
Let me tell you something. And a person that will put their hands on you, if they will punch you in your face, if they will strangle you, and I mean put their hands around your throat, because that's not choking. You can only choke off of food. That is strangulation. Anybody that does that to you, you can guarantee that they will come back and that they will kill you.
You know, I was watching this screening the other day when I told you that I went to this screening about domestic violence. And this lady, she came out of her abusive situation with her husband, and they ended up taking away the child. And when they took the child away, it so happened that the child was kind of like, you know, upset with the mother, saying that, Mommy, how is it, why did you give me up? But the mommy didn't give her up. She pretty much had to let her go because they said that the environment was not safe. But say this to say that, she walked away from the situation and thought that everything was okay. And this particular day, she decided that she wanted to take her daughter to trick-or-treating. And she said, maybe if I just invite him to come out and, you know, we can just go as a family, or just to make the daughter feel, you know, the presence of both parents in the same, you know, the same atmosphere. Maybe she would be okay. And the lady said she called him and asked him if he wanted to go trick-or-treating with her, and she said yes. He said yes. And when he turned around and he said yes, they went trick-or-treating, and he decided that he wasn't going to come out of the vehicle. And she said okay. She ended up taking her daughter to trick-or-treating, and when she got back in the vehicle, he started beating her up and saying, you're cheating on me. Mind you, she's no longer with this particular person anymore. She left the situation already. She's no longer with him. But it's something that triggers in his mind that he's very, very jealous. So the minute she went out trick-or-treating, he think that she's talking to all of these different people. And he got so angry and started beating her in the vehicle. He kidnapped her and the daughter, called his cousin and told his cousin, because his cousin drive tractor trailer, called the cousin and told the cousin to come and pick them up on the back of the hospital. Cousin picked them up, and they driving across state lines with this girl. And it's her and her daughter inside of this truck. The cousin know what was going on, and this man was literally beat her for 4 days straight. He literally beat her for 4 days straight, and you know, he like whenever he had to relieve himself, he would like relieve himself in her face. He would urine in her face, throw drinks and everything on her, and he kept saying, you know, who are you cheating on me with? Who are you cheating on me with? She said, maybe if I tell him yes, he will leave me alone. But it didn't happen so. And she told him yes. And the minute she told him yes, he said, who is it? So she started naming names. He said, okay, let's call. She called this particular family. It was a husband and wife that was sleeping. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. She called them. And she was telling them that, you know, I was cheating on your husband. And he's in the background like, tell her what happened. Tell her what happened. But it so happened that good thing the wife caught on to what was going on, because she's like, something don't sound right. Like in her voice, the way how she was talking, it's like it's giving an alert. Like I need to call the police. And as she was talking, when she got off the phone, he got her to call other people, and she called these other people, and it just went on and on and on till they decided they was going to call the police. They called the police, and they said that, you know, something don't sound right. And somebody picked up on it, knowing that she was in an abusive situation. They decided to call the tractor trailer company, and that's how the police ended up pulling them over. The police officer pulled them over and said, in all my years being an officer, I've never, ever seen anybody beat up this way. This lady was so badly beaten, it was ridiculous. She was unrecognizable.
And that's what you got to understand, that when you're in an abusive relationship, it is never going to get better without help. And so if a person, and I'm talking about male or female, because we do understand, I have to make sure I say this, is that we do understand that men are being abused as well. But because the numbers show that more women are being abused, that's who we're talking about today. We're talking about men being abused, and so we're talking to women. And just to let women know that, you know, you have to believe someone. You have to believe that threat. And you cannot trust your abuser.
At all.
You cannot trust them. You can't keep on saying, well, I'm going to do this for the children. And the kids need their father. Yes, they do need their father, but that don't mean that you have to go everywhere with them when they spending time with their father. Let them go be with their father if you no longer is in the relationship with them.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to let them go. Let them go. Too many women are losing their lives trusting people who are not even mentally stable enough to handle what's going on. You have to get some help. There has to be some therapy. There has to be some counseling. You know, go to court, make these reports, because you have to document this behavior. If anything ever happened to you, at least there's a track record of the abuse that you have endured.
It has to.
You have to take that step. You have to think about your safety and the safety of your children.
Because if you don't think about the safety of the children, then it's all a open, it's all a, you know, he's going to come after you regardless. And he's going to come after you and the children.
Absolutely.
Right. But sometimes the children, I'm sorry, sometimes the children end up getting caught in the crossfire.
Absolutely.
Right, and that's what I was about to say. It's really sad when innocent bystanders get caught. If they go to the house and they're coming after you, whoever is in there, sometimes when they lose their mind, they don't lose it halfway, they lose it all the way.
Absolutely.
So now everybody around, if the police try to come and help you, if anybody who's around, they can lose their lives just because of a situation that, you know, could have went a different way.
Yeah, and even like being advocates, when we try to step in and help women, you know, and something may happen to us, you have to report. That's why a lot of times people can't get the services that they need, is because they don't want to do their part. Yeah. You know, a lot of people want the services of being able to get out of a domestic violence situation, but yet you don't want to do your part. You don't want to go and get that protection order. Well, that has to be in place for the safety of the advocate, of the one that's helping you. If something was to happen to me out there trying to help a woman or a young girl, my family would want to know who harmed me. And that person will have to pay for that. Exactly. They will have to pay for that. So you have to get these protection orders. You have to get these restraining orders. You have to do it. I know sometimes we feel as though, well, I don't want to hurt him and I don't want him to lose his job. Well, what about if he kill you? Right. He's going to lose his job.
But the crazy part about it is we're putting ourselves in harm's way, and you don't even realize that we're putting ourselves in harm's way, and we're trying to help you out of the situation. But you have to literally want that help in order for us to help you, because we have no problem helping. But the mere fact that if we, you know, we're trying to get you, you start, you know, start thinking, maybe if I go back, it might be better. It doesn't get better.
It doesn't get better. And so what we want to do to everybody that's listening on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, if you have a question, you can call into the studio at 240-719-2560. Also, just wanted to let anybody know, if you are out there, you are in a domestic violence situation, there is a hotline number, which is 1-800-799-SAFE. You can call that number anywhere throughout the United States, and they'll be able to put you in contact with resources in your area where you're able to get help. Yeah. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break real quick. You are watching the Mignon Show, and we'll be right back.
We're going to start them all smooth. If this is your first time seeing Belladonna, y'all know we started all smooth because we got a whole nother set of party. Hey, all the cancers in the building, yeah. Who got a birthday out here tonight? Oh, I just got a bunch of grown folks coming out ready to party. All the grown folks that just here to party, make some noise for me, y'all. Hey, give me a little more love, yeah, yeah. And a little more high, yeah. I got you, baby, yeah. Sheena, I see you. I can't believe I believed everything we had would last. So dumb and naive to believe that with me you're a changed man. Silly of me to dream of day having your kiss. Love is so blind, it feels right when it's wrong. I can't believe I fell for your sins. I'm smarter than that. So dumb and naive to believe that with me. Hey, silly of me to compete when you cheat with loose women. Took me some time, but now I am strong. Because I realize I got myself and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out. And there ain't no need to cry, sick about it. From now on, I'ma be my own best friend. Me, myself, and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out. And there ain't no need to cry, sick about it. From now on, I'ma be my own best friend. Controlling, you say that you love me, but you don't. Your family told me one day I would see it on my own. Next thing you know, I'm dealing with your 3 kids in my home. Took me some time, but now I am strong. Now that it's over, stop calling me, come pick up your clothes. Ain't no need to front like you're still with me. All your homies know, even your very best friend tried to warn me on the low. Took me some time, but now I am strong. Cause I realize I got myself and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out. And there ain't no need to cry about it. From now on, I'ma be my own best friend. Me, myself and that's all I got in the end. That's what I found out. And there ain't no need to cry about it. From now on, I'ma be my own best friend. Got me, myself and I know that I will never disappoint myself. Got me, myself, and I. Right 1,000 times. All the ladies, if you feel me, y'all may sing it out. Myself and I. Hey, yeah. I can see the sun shining. Got me, myself, and I. Well, I got me, myself, and I. Said I got me, myself, and I got me, myself, and Hey, and one more time. Just got me, myself, and I. Oh, no, I'ma never disappoint myself. All the ladies, if you feel me, come and sing it out. Myself and I. Cool. Southside, if you feel me, only sing it out. Hey, yeah. I got me, myself, and I. Yeah, that's a good one. I got me, myself, and I got me, myself, and I got me, myself, and We get to the party, y'all. Can we get to the party, y'all? Oh, thank you, baby. Oh, let's get into it, y'all. Y'all a little quiet out there, I don't know. Somebody told me Kansas know how to party. I'm starting to question that. cancer still, right? Happy birthday, Latrina, Danielle, and Lisa, too. And Miss Kathy got it. Hey, gotta love Shannon.
Hello and welcome back to the Mignon Show. I am your host, Mignon, and this is my celebrity co-host,
Vanessa
and
Stacy.
And you can see we have another person at the table. It is our special guest for tonight. It is Miss Angela Mosley. Mrs. TJ Sauce herself is in the studio.
Yeah.
Hey, Angela. Welcome to the Mignon Show. It is a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Guys, I have heard so much about her legendary sauce. Wow. And as you can see, we got our little plates up here with some little macaroni salad.
And the little
some
chips.
And so what we're going to do first, we're going to have Angela to introduce herself and share a little bit of her story. She has a powerful story. And then we're going to get into this famous sauce that she has created. Okay, so Angela, thank you so much again for being here.
You know what? I'm nervous. Normally, I'm not nervous. I go live all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are friends over here.
Right, we're friends over here.
I got so many people looking at me right now.
Mm-hmm.
Who am I? I am Miss TJ Sauce. Miss TJ Sauce is named after my sons, Tyson and Jaden. They are my why. Should I be looking here?
Yes, right there. They can right in front of us.
Thank you very much. I was like, okay. They are my why. We're not going to drop the tears.
Mm-hmm.
But if they come, they come. You know, my hustle, 3 years ago, I started Miss TJ Sauce. At work, the Census Bureau, I was contractor, potluck. I brought in some salmon cakes, and I brought the sauce in. Everybody was putting the sauce on everything. And they kept saying, who made this sauce? And I just stood back. I'm not going to say nothing. My coworker said, you going to say something? No. I went back to my desk, went to the graphic designer. Hey, Sheree.
Hey, Sheree.
I said, I need a logo. I'm going to open my own business.
Look at God.
Mm.
Amen.
So my mom, we was trying to figure out the name. I don't know what name we came up with at first. And she said, well, it's about the kids. TJ. Okay. The youngest to the oldest. That's when Miss TJ Sauce came. From that point, life happened. When I say life happened, I was using my rent money to fund the business. That wasn't a smart move. I got laid off. I lost my job. I lost my car, BMW. And I was scheduled to get evicted. What happened after that was the worst. Depression.
Mm-hmm.
Depression is real.
Yes, it is.
It's so real. The Benadryl and Flexerol muscle relaxers was my best friend.
Mm.
It was so real that I lost my children. And when I say I lost my children, I lost one to the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I'm thinking he's watching TV, he watching animated porn.
Mm.
Then I will have another one. He watching gaming. So I was losing my children, and I was under the same roof as them because I was depressed.
Mm.
I attend First Baptist Church at Glenarden, and I stopped praying. Mm-hmm. And one Sunday in May, Pastor Jenkins said something. He said, when the enemy takes away your prayer power, that's when he knows he got a foothold in your neck.
Wow.
So I said, whew, really? I'm going to start praying again. Mm-hmm. And when I started praying again, he started showing me Miss TJ Sauce. Miss TJ Sauce. This lipstick about driving me crazy. I'm sorry. I'm just as real as can be. I felt like some gum was on my lip. And next thing I know, I relaunched the business in July.
Wow.
And within 5 minutes, I had an order from a brother that I went to high school with. 48 ounces of sauce, 4 bottles. He said, man, where you been? I've been waiting for this sauce for 2 years. I said, what? He said, yeah, Misha told me about it. I said, oh, my. So guess what? From July to now, I have been on the brunch of Half Note Lounge. My sauce was featured at Half Note. Thank you, Derek.
Yes, Half Note. Shout out to Half Note.
Okay. I have been at Jiffy Subs. Thank you, Mr. Peter.
Thank you, Jiffy.
I have been at Miller's Farm. I sold out in 4.5 hours. So Miller's Farm, man, that family, that business been there since 1892.
Wow, look at God.
You know how I got there? God said, I need you to go right there after church. I turned right in and went in and talked to the daughter. She said, my father need to talk to you. Ooh. I said, what? He said, what you got in? I said, Obey. He said, I put Obey on everything. He said, you good. Well, how much is this? I said, it's 5 or 7. He said, ooh, kind of high. I said, but if you just give me a try. And he said, okay, how about on a Saturday? And I'm looking at him like, seriously? And that family blessed me. That I didn't have to pay for a table. I didn't have to do nothing. I made over $500 in one day. And so that day, one of my customers, he called me and said, Angie, man, I put sweet and sassy in some macaroni tuna salad. Yo, man, they licking their fingers. I said, excuse me, bring me some. I tasted it, and I said, you got to be kidding. So what did I do? Miller's Farm, I made the macaroni and tuna salad with both sauces. So I got Miss Sweet and Sassy. Come on, ladies, go ahead, do it.
Sweet and Sassy.
And Miss Kicking.
Okay, so what's this right here we're tasting?
So you're tasting Miss TJ's mac and tuna with Miss Sweet and Sassy, both sauces, Miss Sweet and Sassy, and Miss Kicking.
Oh, now that is good.
It's good.
So
that is delicious.
So y'all ready for the sauce?
Oh, we ain't got none yet.
We don't have the sauce yet.
See.
Oh.
Now see, this is what happened. Now see, listen. This is what happened. This is what happened on Saturday. The macaroni tuna salad overshadowed the sauce. I miss TJ sauce. What we should have did is you get the sauce first, honey.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
You get the sauce.
Okay.
Daggone, what's your name? All up in there. The spices clogging up the thing.
On the mic.
Crunch. Excuse us, y'all, while we're crunching, but we're definitely.
Come on here. That's Sweet and Sassy. If you don't like no heat, don't mess with Miss Kicking, baby.
I like heat.
Because Miss Kicking is a little delay. Now you can take the sauce and drizzle it on your macaroni. Look, see, I love her. That's what she doing.
That is good.
So
that is good.
What is the sauce, right?
Yeah, what is it?
So it is some mayonnaise.
I like a little tang.
Yeah, I can't tell you that tang.
It tastes really good.
But Miss TJ's it started off as that crab sauce, because every time somebody say, "That's that crab sauce, girl, we used to make." Well, you got 4 and 3 ingredients in yours. I have 7 in mine. What does 7 mean?
The number of completion.
Woo! So we completed.
Come on now.
Come on. We completed. We done. So at the end of the day, God said you got 7, and that's what it's supposed to be. Your sauce is now completed.
Wow.
So I'm going to tell y'all, my grandmother apparently made a sauce like this coming up, and everybody in the family said, you know, your grandmother, Jean used to make a sauce like this. I wasn't privy to tasting my grandmother's sauce. I lost her when I was 14 years of age. But it's amazing that now this is an all-purpose sauce. So you can marinate your fish with it. You can marinate with Miss Kickin' and serve it with Miss Sweet and Sassy.
You can serve this with just about anything.
So y'all have
I'm eating it,
y'all
I'm
got
thinking
cucumbers.
about, you know, putting it on salads, putting on, you know, like nuggets and different things that you can put it on.
So here's
really
a toothpick. Y'all ready for Miss Kickin'?
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
I'm ready for Miss Kick It.
Kick in.
Kick in. I'm telling y'all, this is delicious. Miss TJ sauce. Y'all definitely have got to get this.
Yeah.
So you go to www.misstjsauce.com. Oh, yeah, girl, but you be careful, baby. Oh, you better drink your water.
Oh, I ain't had a spicy one yet.
She said,
this is the kicking sauce?
She said, oh.
It's kicking a little bit.
Baby, be careful with it, honey.
Oh, my goodness, y'all. This is delicious.
So the thing, I am going to change lives one taste bud at a time. Did y'all get that?
Just like them.
So,
City of Family Ministry, saving family one soul at a time.
That's what we do here.
And that's the bottom line is creating a product, creating a sauce. So you're not going to use ranch. You can use the cucumber. You can use Miss TJ sauce. Salad, dipping, marinating, cook with it. Crab cakes, potato chips. Anything. No, but that's what you go. If Miss Phillips can be in the freezer section, so can Miss TJ.
Absolutely.
So you just get your sauce, get your dip, put it in the oven, 350, 45 minutes, and bam, here you go, baby.
This is really, really delicious.
So I'm. That's right. Don't
Have
do
you
it,
ever
Pat,
made,
because I will start crying.
Have you ever made like
This is my time.
meat with it? Like mix it up with like in chicken.
Yeah,
or
you can
steaks
use the
and stuff like
marinade.
that? Oh, okay.
So you can also, it's a marinating sauce. I'm telling y'all, this sauce is delicious.
That's good.
So I'm going to leave y'all with something.
Mm-hmm.
Because not only am I Miss TJ sauce, I'm Malika the poet.
Okay.
And sometimes I know it.
Okay. So you about to bless us?
So I'm about to bless y'all.
Okay.
Because we got to move on, right?
Yeah.
So that's the name of this segment. That's the name of this poem. Y'all ready?
Okay, wait a minute. Let me get my Facebook so they can definitely indulge in this.
Y'all play too much.
We about to do
Moving on.
Moving on.
Moving on is having a smile on your face. Because the moment of grace has just entered your place of new beginnings. Keep on moving. Moving on is stop looking back on old loves and past relationships that has haunted the beauty of your eyes, but had people mesmerized. But what you had to offer aside, they're my mama. Keep on moving. Moving on is rebuilding of new material, but refusing to become materialistic. See, those things, those bling blings, they don't make you who you are. They're only to enhance where you're trying to go. Moving on is helping all races of people to reflect on the past, but to not live for things that one cannot have. And lastly, Mignon. Moving on is some soulmates do dissipate to worldly temptations only to find themselves wondering if they can trade places and go back into the arms of sublime dedication. Moving on is forgiving. It's begin living. Keep on moving. Don't stop. Don't stop whatever you're doing. Whatever your dream, whatever your goal, whatever your why, you continue to grow and be what God had for you to be.
Amen.
This is what we do when we finish spoken word.
Amen.
Amen. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. You're going to have to bless us with another one. You're going to have to bless us with something else. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to get Miss Angela up on the Vox Wave stage, y'all. So she is definitely going to bless us again. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned.
sunroof top, digging the scene with the gangster lean. Ooh, ooh. Diamond in the back, a sunroof top, digging the scene with the gangster lean. Ooh, ooh. Yeah. Subtle thoughts. We talk about the gangster lean now. With the diamond in the back, Look here, check it out now. DC, we be chillin' with the gangster lean. Philly, they chillin' with the gangster lean. New York, chillin' with the gangster lean. Atlanta, chillin' with the gangster lean. Maryland, chillin' with the gangster lean. Carolinas, chillin' with the gangster lean. Richmond, chillin' with the gangster lean. You may not drive a great big Cadillac. Gangsta white wall. TV antennas in the back.
Hello, guys, and welcome back to the Mignon Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. To all of my viewers out there watching on YouTube, we appreciate you. We thank you. Also, those watching on voxwave.com, thank you so much for joining us. We also have all our friends here on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you guys for tuning in. Now, what we're going to do, we have Miss Angela Mosley. She is up on the Vox Wave stage, and she is definitely going to bless us with more poetry.
So, my name is Malika, the poet, okay? And I perform at Busboys and Poets, and the best host ever is E-Baby. He's the best. Can I grab this?
Yes.
So, you know, one of the poems I did was Moving On, and of course, my brain can't go what I can't remember, but we was talking about domestic violence. Mm-hmm. And I have a piece about domestic violence, but of course, I'm going to try to wing it. Did I ask you to watch my kids? Did I ask you to, and I can't remember what the poem is. Oh. Whatever the name is, we're going to get it.
Amen.
Domestic violence. It was the way that you called me honey. Did I ask you to help me, to take me, to watch my kids? No. But did I ask you for money? No. But it was the way that you called me honey. Really? Did I ask you to take me on trips? No, but I started to build up an internal fear because I started to watch the things that was coming out of my lips. Did I ask you to put your hands around my neck? No, you got pissed off because I started to stand up for myself. Domestic violence. See, when I realized that I started losing me to be with you, it made me realize I was losing me because I was trying to be all into you. Once again, I will no longer be your punching bag. You think because I wore this do-rag, but at the end of the day, I'm going to stand up because you do not have power over me. But I realized you tried to beat the crap out of me. Domestic violence. I'm just so glad my Heavenly Father, all my angels that have gone before me, watched over me that night. Mm. See, when you put your hands over my mouth and you say, I told you no, I don't want to go through this. You said, yes, you do. You know you want it. But I told you no. See, no means no. No does not mean yes, that you do what you want to do to me because of your mess. See, you are insecure little man that try to want to stand to be bigger than this woman. Domestic violence. It's about changing and stop hurting. I am a mother. I don't deserve to be somebody's other. I deserve to be the only and not the side piece. But I will stand above and I will stand tall because I be daggone you not going to put your hands on me no more. So now I'm going to close the door because I am not going to be your punching bag no more. I want to thank you. Woo, woo. Woo, woo,
Amen.
woo. I swear that was freestyle because I
didn't write that. Thank you. Thank you. That was awesome. We really needed that, especially with the story that we had tonight out of Ohio with the young lady who actually lost her life to domestic violence because of her ex-husband. and he was a judge. And so that brings us back to the conversation that we was having earlier about just being in these situations. And, you try to do the right thing. You try to get out. She filed a protective order. She did the right things, but she still ended up losing her life due to domestic violence. Because that's just key to let us know it ain't got nothing to do with the victim. It's all about the abuser. And a lot of times, a lot of mental illness is going on. So we have to be comfortable with talking about mental illness, talking about domestic violence, talking about sexual abuse. And so, a lot of times when we talk about domestic violence, we never talk about that sexual violence that happens in relationships, where people feel as though just because we're together that my body belongs to you, like I can't say no to you.
Exactly. And I think that was the issue. The issue was, okay, I gave you the green light, but when I saw the challenges, not the challenges, what I saw was some of the things, signs, the signs of, wait a minute, this is a little too forceful. Wait a minute, this is going a little too fast. Red light. I need to stop this right now. And when you get that feeling, that's discernment feeling, that means you got to go. But they don't want to stop.
No.
They don't want to stop. I mean, running for your life. I mean, trying to run for your life and get away. You know what I'm saying? And I'm crying and praying, praying and crying. Like, okay, God, if you just one more time, just get me out of this. I swear I won't do. You know what I'm saying? And, and then you think about your children. Are my children going to find their mother dead because of this?
Absolutely. And that's what you got to think about. And we know it's not hard. It's not, it is hard. It's hard to get out of those situations, but I guarantee you it's worth it. It's worth it when you don't have to constantly keep looking over your shoulder or being around someone that you say you love and you can't even be yourself. You can't laugh. You can't talk. You can't wear a certain thing. Your hair can't be like this. And you got too many things that it just becomes overwhelming, and the anxiety of that.
I isolated myself from my family and friends.
Yeah, because you don't want them to see what's going on. No. It does that.
And I didn't want to come home because I knew what I was getting into. But the kicker is when your children, after it's all said and done, when your son says, "Mommy, you not with him no more because he hurt us," I didn't even know. I'm thinking you playing, but you heard them.
Because you see, what people fail to understand is that children are sponges, and even when we think that they're not watching, they're watching. They're taking mental notes at this stuff, and when they see you getting physically and mentally beat up, it's like they take on that whole thing and saying, maybe I can do that to this person. Or if they're in school and something is going wrong, I see mommy and daddy fighting and somebody approached me the wrong way, so I'm gonna do what daddy did to mommy.
And so that's what I'm saying, the cycle. For me, being a single mother of 2 boys, I did not want, for me, I learned that I will never bring another man in my house with my children and we're not married. I won't do that, because you have too many relationships, the boyfriend hurting the kids, the boyfriend killing the kids. You out here working, you out here hustling, and you thinking they're taking care of your children. And they're not. They may be, but they're not. You know, and to have something happen to my children would just be so detrimental, because I'm thinking about my emotions. I'm thinking about my feelings. See, when you continue to walk in your flesh and not walk in your spirit, then you're not going to hear what the Holy Spirit is telling you. You're just going to get the flesh part, and that's all they want is the flesh part. But a lot of women are not here today because of that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a lot of women that's not here able to live out the rest of their life because they have become victims of domestic violence, and their voices has been silenced.
Yes.
And it happens. Everybody that knows my story, they know that my daughter and my niece was murdered due to domestic violence. So it happens. It happens. People watch it, what happens, and then they always think that it's not going to happen to them. Mm-hmm. It can happen to you. It can happen to any one of us. There's a book that's called The Bondage Breaker by an author. His name is Dr. Neil T. Anderson. And the book is basically talking about the emotions that we go through. And he said that we all are just one person. And he's a psychologist. And he said that we are all one person away from being a murderer.
Wow.
That we all are. That at any time we can snap. Because we let our emotions lead us.
Yes.
So we have to learn how to talk and communicate and effectively communicate. And to be able to have the tools that we need. We need to have conflict resolution skills.
That's right.
You know, a lot of times when things rise up, people want to turn a deaf ear or they don't want to deal with it. But you have to deal with things. You have to deal with it.
Right. But even that, making what you said is true, because even the spirit of fear, you can get backed in the corner, and because you're so fearful, you will come out lashing out at them and end up killing them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Right.
And if you ain't made no report of your abuse, you going to jail.
Yeah.
You're going to jail as an abuser, as a murderer, whatever. You're going to go to jail. Believe me, it happened to me. I lashed back out at my husband, my ex-husband, my abuser, and one day I ended up stabbing him. And if it wasn't for me having documentation of the abuse he took me in, I would have went to jail for stabbing this man who abused me for over 6 years. Exactly. It's no joke out here. It can happen. It can happen to the best of us. So we have to get the help that we need and stop pushing these issues under the rug. We can't. And then we leave one relationship and then go into another relationship with all that baggage, all that hurt, all that pain, thinking that something is going to be different.
Right.
You're going to get the same outcome, just different players.
Yes.
It's just different players in the game. We have to take time and heal people.
Yes, we do.
We have to heal first, because if we don't, we're going to keep messing up everybody that crosses our path.
And hurt people.
And then you got your children. They growing up watching it.
Right.
That's how I knew about domestic violence. That's how I knew to fight in relationships, because when I was growing up, I watched other people fight in relationships. So I fought in relationships. We have to change this behavior, family. It is not going to get better until we step up to say that we need help. Yes. We need help. We don't know how to do this. We ain't been taught what healthy relationships look like. Let's find out so that we ain't got to spend so much time with the wrong person. It's okay that when people no longer serve you or give you what you need and they threaten your peace, walk away. It's not saying that you guys are not good people. Y'all just not good for one another.
Right.
Exactly.
Let them go. Let them go.
It's not worth it.
And clean your heart. No hard feelings. Forgive.
True.
Forgive. They may just ain't know how to love you the way you needed to be loved.
Plus, it starts with them, though.
Absolutely.
It goes from their family.
It's true.
Their upbringing. If they, like you said, if they seen their father beat their mother, it's a cycle.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I want to add on to what you were saying about being one step away, because I thank God that my ex-boyfriend's roommate was there, because I stabbed him and it didn't penetrate because his roommate grabbed my hand. And so I could have been in a situation trying to defend myself because I didn't have a history to show that this is how he was, this is how, he was in the past. And I think his mom had went through it with his father. And so I didn't have a history. So it's like, well, who was going to, try to prove what happened? I don't know if the roommate would have sided with me.
Absolutely.
But I blanked out so quick. I didn't even realize that I ran to the kitchen that I got a knife. It just happened so quick because I was raised to defend myself. So when he pushed me, I was like, wait a minute. No, he didn't. And I just ran so quick and came back so quick. And, the roommate just stepped in. And I was like, you know what? This is not going to work. This is definitely not
We have to know when to walk away.
And whether he was drinking or not, that doesn't matter.
No.
And we can't or not,
and we can't use that as an excuse. Because I know people who drink all the time and they're never abusive.
Right.
Exactly.
When you drink, what's already in you is going to come out of you. Not when you get drunk, something new going to show up.
Right. It just makes
it's not nothing new showing up. Absolutely.
Right.
It's who you are. So
Right.
we can't use drinking as an excuse. There's no excuse.
Right.
There's never an excuse
or
for
running
abuse.
a family.
Absolutely. We can break those chains and break those curses and do better. We have to want to do better so that we can leave this earth in a better condition than when we found it. Because remember, one day we're going to leave this earth and our children and grandchildren are going to be here and great-grandchildren. What type of world do you want to leave for them? We have to do it.
Yeah.
We have to do it.
But you know what gets me, though, my sister, is the fact that these abusers say that, you know, I saw my father or my mother beating up on a man or a woman, but you get older and you would think that you will want to nurture the person and not want to do the same thing. You know, protect them because I seen this person harm my mother and my father, but they don't.
They don't. So what we're going to do, because we know this hour always goes so fast, we're going to close it out, but we're going to give everybody an opportunity to give them your social media platforms and where they can get that awesome sauce. Angela.
Okay, Miss TJ Sauce is www.mstjsauce.com. I am on Twitter as Miss TJ Sauce with 2 S's. Instagram, Facebook. You can Google me. Just type Miss TJ Sauce. Google me, baby. I'm like Huggy Lowdown.
Just Google me, baby. Well, we definitely thank you for being here.
Oh, this was a treat. This was an honor.
Yes, and she will be back because I try to get her to come in here. She's gonna do a whole show. She's gonna be in here cooking up some things. Yeah. We're gonna get that taken care of. So go ahead, Vanessa. Definitely give them your information.
You can find me at social media at Vanessa Fleeton, and my website is vanessafleeton.com. Go over there and check out the books I have on sale. They're great.
Absolutely. Stacy?
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram, Stacy Harvey, and also Handle with Grace, my event planning business as well. And my nonprofit organization is My Heart is in His Hand. Awesome. And you can go on myheart.org.
Thank you so much. And, of course, you can follow me at NBA Speaks on Instagram and Facebook. And my website is nbaspeaks.com. Also, don't forget, I have adopted a 1-year-old little girl through an adoptive family program this year for the Christmas holidays. And so there are some things that she needs. We are helping out a single father who has 3 children who's having a hard time right now. And we just want to bless his children this season and be able to help him out. So if you would like to help me, you can definitely send me a message on Instagram or Facebook. And definitely you can send me a monetary donation at on Cash App at Mignon Anderson. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. We will be back here next Monday at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We will definitely have our co-hosts back. So thank you for tuning in, and you have a great evening.
All right, that's what we're talking about. Y'all gonna do what y'all gonna do out there, because we're gonna maintain what we're doing up here, all right? Also gonna do it with the big brother bully, because he come to boogie. Say what now? We love to see you boogie. All right. I say now, when the people see me, they say have no fear. Also we're gonna do it for the big brothers come from Maryland, up part of Big Apple and all the rest of that crew, Philly crew. All right. Also special dedication going out to the big brother Southeast man, because they come to boogie. All right then, do it y'all. We love to see you do it, y'all. All right, look at y'all. Talk about the people see me, they say have no fear, cause go, Lorenzo, so enough here. Say the people come around me just to